Hi and welcome to another Wednesday with Wilna. And I want to start this video by dedicating today's layout to all the students that enrolled in my art and design workshop. And this particular week we're doing grids, and that's why I decided to do a grid page and just to celebrate that. So thank you for each and every one of you who enrolled in the class and who's so excited to be in it. I really appreciate it so much. And for those of you who's still thinking about it, well, today's your last day that you can buy this class on Big Picture Classes. And if you go to my website, wilnafurstenberg.com, you can link through there to Big Picture Classes. And if you buy it through my blog, I will send you an email with a cute mini album tutorial. It's a little chalkboard mini album. And you can just see that, and that's a little bonus as a thank you for using my affiliate link through wilnafurstenberg.com. Right, so once again, this layout is for the students who enrolled in my class. But if you are not enrolled in my class, please enjoy it with us. So we're going to be using grids. I love using grids. I think it's a fabulous design element. And I made a cut file that you can buy from iheartstudio.ca, and it's basically two cut files. One where you can just cut out this nine grid system, and I'm going to be using some adhesive spray at the back, just spray it lightly, and now I'm going to stick it on a 12-inch by 12-inch page. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a mask. And I'll show you exactly how we're going to use it. And then we're going to layer other stuff on top of it. So we're going to start off with just the mask. So you don't want to be using too much adhesive spray, just lightly. And then I'm just going to use some washi tape to cover the sides, because I cut this out from a 11 by 14 inch Canson paper. And I just don't want the sides to get dirty. Okay, so now the fun starts. I'm using gelatos in this video because I realized it's been a long time since I used gelatos, and you can see I'm coloring just here and there a little bit, and I'm really pressing hard. So I'm adding some blue on top of the yellow. My favorite season is fall, and this is a fall page celebrating the season of fall, autumn. And the reason why I love it, where we live, the grass is still green, but the leaves are yellow, and it gives a wonderful, beautiful look when the contrast in colors and how the leaves turn from green to yellow and orange, and that's kind of the feeling that I wanted to create. So I'm coloring with gelatos, and you can see it looks terrible right now. But now you want to use clean water. Mine is not very clean. And a soft brush, and just brush it very lightly. Now, I don't know if you can see there, but I'm hardly pressing on the paper at all. And I'm cleaning my brush often, and then I'm just literally smearing the gelatos around a little bit. Don't worry, you can use a little bit of excess water. Don't be too concerned about it, because I'm going to use a paper towel to dab it. I used orange and pink, and then the yellows with a little bit of blue, just to make that lovely green. So now that's all I'm going to do. You can see there's a lot of white space there, and I'm just using my embossing tool to dry it a little, and then the little bits of gelato that got stuck in the sides of the stencil, you can just gently clear that away with your finger. So I'm just removing the excess water So you don't have to wait till everything is 100% dry, just more or less drier than it used to be, whatever level of dryness that might be. It's up to you. So I'm just gently removing the washi tape and then removing the mask, and you can see it worked 90% awesome. And I love the little pieces of white that remains on the where I didn't paint, which is fine. And the only thing is, in the corners of the stencil there's a little bit of excess gelato, and you can just smear that carefully with your finger and let it dry completely. And this is the basic of your page. So I want to show you, I'm just blending a little bit more of the blue in there, but I'm doing it very carefully because I like how it turned out there. I want to show you a different one that I made, because I try things out before I videotape it just to see if it will work. And but on this one I didn't use any blue or green, it was just yellow, orange and pinks. And this brings us to the second part of the cut file that's available, is the full leaf. There you can see them. I just used my silhouette and I used Canson 140 pounds paper to cut them out, and you can see they fit perfectly on top of the colored parts. But now I want to do something else, so I'm putting back the mask, and this time I'm not really going to stick it down, and then I'm going to ink this this pad with pigment ink, and it's India ink and it's pigment. So what's lovely about it is you can paint over it and it won't smear. And in the art and design class we discovered this week the difference between dye ink that will flow when you add water to it, or pigment ink that will not. So that's cool. So I pressed it there and it was too light, so I realized, okay, do it a little harder, and that's better. And basically I just want to add some texture to the background of my page. And so I'm deciding where to put it next, and I'm just going to do it there. And this time I really pressed hard, the camera was even shaking a little. And there you can see how lovely that looks, just adding that bit of texture to it. And you can really do any kind of texture on top of the gelato background. So you saw the photos just earlier in the video, and what I did was I used the first cut file, the PNG file, and I just masked the photos to it, so they're in the exact same shape as the stencil that we made. And I printed them out and I just cut them out, the couple that I used or needed. So I decided to only go with 3 photos, and I just used scissors to cut them out. I was too lazy to print and cut. And now I'm distributing the little cut files and to decide where to put what. And they each actually have a specific place, so I decided to keep them in their places. But I also decided to cut the photos a little smaller so that they are framed from the back with the cut file, like you can see there. So I didn't want the cut file to be on top of the photo, which it can of course, but I decided to make it a little frame, like a white little border behind the photograph. So now you basically just want to start adhering everything. Oh, and I used a little bit of stickers here and there. I just wanted to make it a little bit interesting, so I decided to use stickers, and it's mainly from Chamel's new line, and this one, I think it's crepe paper. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, from here onwards, in making the page, it's not really rocket science. It's just using a lot of hot glue and finding that perfect little embellishment. So this is a beautiful little embellishment sheet by Chamel, which I'm so proud of because she's a dear friend of mine. How pretty is that? And I'll be using some more of her products in the future. Also, if you look in the related products on my blog, you will see that I've linked Maggie Holmes' open book collection on Blue Moon Scrapbooking that sells it, and I ordered it today for myself. And I love Blue Moon Scrapbooking. They're an awesome little company, and they always have the newest things available. So go and check that out. So there you go. Everything is adhered. I absolutely loved how it turned out. So simple, so sweet in a way. I think the photos worked wonderful with it. And now I'm just writing with a permanent pen on the gelato background. So I'm just writing a little sentiment for Kirsten. She posted one of these photos on Instagram with the caption that even the leaves fall for you. And that's what I decided to tell her back. Even the leaves fall for you. So there you go. And I'm going to stamp the date with Heidi Swap's lovely date stamp. And just practicing with it a little first. And I love it because her handwriting, she did the months with her handwriting. And then the date, the numbers, is very formal. So it's lovely. Right. So now I have to mount my page because it's a little wobbly. I don't think that you can see it on the video, but it was actually quite wobbly. So I'm taking off a little strip on all four sides with my craft knife, and I'm going to mount it on this lovely piece of paper by Studio Calico. It's a pink paper. You can see how lovely it is, script. And I thought it was quite quirky, and that's why I didn't go with the typical fall colors to mount it with. I decided to go with pink. And it worked wonderful. I just absolutely love it. I always run out of adhesive on camera, so I just delved into my shelf to find some more adhesive, and you can see how close together I put those little strips, and that stretches out your page lovely. And now I'm just distressing the edges a little. And today is a typical fall day in Canada. It's rainy and cold, and so it's a lovely day to scrapbook actually. Right, and while I'm doing that, I just want to tell you that my original art class on 2 Piece in a Bucket is back on sale on iheartstudio.ca, and I'll have the link in the description. And please go, and if you haven't taken the class, it's a absolutely packed class with 50 scrapbook layouts and 10 chapters, and it's really a lot of fun and very technique driven. So I will be showing you how to work with every technique, and all the pages are just like this one, so simple and sweet. Right, and there's the page all done, and you can see how lovely it looks. Very simple, easy to make actually. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the interwebs soon. Bye bye.